Leslie Bartholomew is good at looking that stuff up. She always finds that information, but yeah, there is a way, Ken. I put the packet in front of you. That's just the latest. We have every 2 weeks we have a meeting, and that was yesterday's construction meeting as far as the CWC. Interior basically is at, that interior remodel is basically at 99% complete. The addition is at 57. They're waiting on there's one item that's kind of backlogged that's holding some stuff up, but that's at 57%. And Dick budget 53% of the budget.
We're working, it's working.
Yeah.
Just keep it going.
Will Wayne Park be issues themselves before the election? 5 weeks later? I don't know how much.
No, that fencing will still be there. Yeah, that fencing will still be
But
there.
maybe some of the workers' cars, trucks could go on that street, diagonal or something like that, so they're not sitting in that parking lot.
Is there an election coming up?
Yeah.
I heard rumors.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, because we're not putting a special election for the hospital board, so no. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can see about
But
that.
they could park in the swimming area perhaps.
Yeah. Cleveland Park cameras are up and working. And I believe electric started yesterday. I think that's continued today, so.
Do those pictures go direct to the police department, or do we have to go and play them?
They go to an undisclosed location, Ken, that I'm not gonna tell you.
Yeah.
It's a bunker of them. No, not, well, it could be in the basement, it's not in the main floor, because I've got other pictures on that floor.
Yeah.
Jason, excuse me, getting back to the Cleveland Park as far as electrical, did we decide to light the shelter house?
Oh, yeah, they'll probably have a wall pack.
I mean, but there'll be electricity in the shelter house.
Oh, yeah, there always has been electricity to the shelter house.
For your cooker or your truck pot.
Yeah, there's always been electricity there.
But not a lot of lights.
Yeah, but not a lot of lights.
It gets pretty dark.
We'll do it. There'll be wall packs. We'll get it.
That's all I need.
So maybe the radio and the newspaper could help us just to explain that there are cameras up at Cleveland Park.
There's signs also.
No, I know, but I mean, it doesn't hurt to remind people that we have cameras up
Yeah,
there.
that the whole government is always watching.
Yeah, just kind of slide that in on a comment somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's worked pretty well so far. I mean, I don't want to talk about it too much.
Well, it's a process. We shouldn't have to do it, but the fact of the matter is it does help.
Yeah. The other two more projects, PD Berman and the industrial road grading, the contractor continues to wrap them up.
We're not paying them by how much dirt they move on the PD Berman.
We're not paying it by hour.
Because they're just moving it from one side back and forth. It looks like to me. Quite a bit. Doesn't it? I mean, every day it seems like they're going this way, but then the next day they're down at this end.
Yeah.
I wondered.
Like a kid sandbox.
Yeah. Well, 14, if you haven't been by there, the building has started for the footings at least. So it's at the building stage of it. Reminder, should I look at the camera, Greg? About our tree ordinance. Had a couple of reports of difficulties of, the biggest concern is emergency vehicles getting down streets, okay? So we have an ordinance in place where those trees are supposed to be trimmed up to a certain point to allow that to happen. So a reminder, we've got plenty of streets that contain trees that need trimming. So it's 15 feet above streets and 10 feet above that parking and the sidewalk area. So I'm sure everybody will be out this evening checking their trees. Yep. So that's just a reminder to the public that check the trees and make sure they are trimmed up properly.
And check yours, Rex, you okay?
Did it? I was gonna say, I was hoping I'd wait until the leaves come down. That's less.
Yeah, then they kind of go back up.
Yeah, they go back up.
We're having way too many laughs here, way too many laughs, this is serious business.
And I want to touch on a little bit too on the grass and tree site out there. You know, we have it open Saturdays and Wednesdays, and then the question is we don't have it open long enough. But I mean, so there's reasons we do certain things. That, just like we kind of joked about the whole Cleveland Park and the need for cameras, that place out there is getting cameras also. It's also getting a new gate, which is gonna be an automatic gate. That will automatically close, because our problems are just after Saturday, we check it just after Saturdays, even though we man it. I'm not saying it happens when it's manned, I mean, it may, but it doesn't always happen. Junk. People go out there and put junk, garbage, grass, tree, and leaf site, but they put garbage and they throw old, whatever. Okay, so the issue has been, the biggest issue is, right now it's a key system, okay? We hand out keys to contractors who pay for them, or individuals who pay for them. And that's fine. But there's a habit of doing that, but not closing it up behind you. So then the gate is open and it invites everybody to do what they want. So we're going away from and keys get duplicated. Okay, and they get handed out to my buddy here and my buddy over there, and there's no way to keep track of them anymore. So it's going to an automatic gate, and it's gonna be a keypad system with a code, okay? Now, yes, you can give your code away, that's where the cameras come in, okay? There's an easier, we can always change the code. If we find that somebody's violating it, okay, we change your code and you don't have access anymore. Okay, so we're trying to make that more secure. Okay, I can't tell you how many times Scott Knipe has had to chase people because they bring in a contractor will be cutting trees in Remsen or cutting trees in a different community or out in the rural area, and they find their way to our dump site. Okay, the next thing you know, our dump site's full because they took down 30 trees somewhere. So you love it to be an honor system, but there's just too much abuse to it. So that's getting a new gate, a new system of use, and a camera also. So that's the update with that site. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Jason. Moving on to Jacob, with the man with the checkbook.
I only have one thing today. Just last meeting, we approved that resolution for the COVID reimbursement. We did apply for that about a week and a half ago. And I've heard back they had one question on it, so hopefully we'll be getting those funds pretty soon.
How much did you apply for?
I went ahead and applied for the whole amount. I just did it through the end of August, and then there was enough to apply for the whole amount.
It sounds like they got the money, so they should be able to write us a check pretty fast.
Should be able to, and hopefully, today is actually the deadline, so they were anticipating a lot of them coming in at the end, so hopefully we kind of got ahead of the game and we'll
check in, just send us all a nice little email, say I got it,
Okay.
so we know.
Just put it in my slush fund.
And I apologize, can I bring one thing up, even though it's way past my turn? But I actually, all right, I forgot. It came up a couple of days ago, and quite frankly, it's personal too. Does anybody else up here get complaints about pterodactyls at night coming in, the birds coming in and roosting in the trees? They're heavy in our neighborhood, Jason, I mean, they're big time. I've had a few complaints about them, so.
The blackbirds?
Well, they're vultures, what they are. Yeah, I just.
They live over on the tower over here.
They're over there, but they're also like up in Lynn Newell's trees. I mean, you get some bad there, you know, John Meese up in there.
When I see them circling and I have my dog outside, I protect my dog.
They won't kill, Jason.
Well, she likes to lay and they can think she's dead.
Well, I just didn't know if anybody else, 'cause I've got a few calls about it, okay.
No, I've seen them. I haven't heard anything.
Okay.
I will,
The fireworks, so.
I will share with you, quite a number of years ago, I lived down by the football field.
Yes.
You know, and every spring, the track meet comes to town, you know, and that's when these bird banger guns was being on. And so we checked, and one of the councilmen had one, and we checked with Stu, and it was okay. And so I ordered one, and I got off the road on Friday night, and I got the mail, and it was the track was going on down there, and so I just blew her off.
Already started a couple raises?
Yeah, the first thing he says, false start. That's actually happened. And it wasn't 2 seconds later, and Jim Hines was on the police force, he pulled in my driveway. So watch out what you hear, President.
That's cute.
Anything else? All right,
Motion to adjourn?
is there a second? Motion made and second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thanks a lot, Phil.